SHortE.com. We are the best designation on the internet for award-winning short film, video, and web series. Artists are from all over the world. They are award-winning from various festivals, but you can find us at info@itsashort.com, customer care at itsashort.com, and we'll get back to you straight away.
My name is Sharon Cooper, and I am the sister of Sandra Bland. I am a Chicagoland business professional working in the professional services field, and I listen to The Family Meeting.
This is Rodney Harrington, and I listen to The Family Meeting.
Welcome to the worldwide headquarters of The Family Meeting, y'all. It's Family Meeting time. Welcome to the broadcast. I'm your host, Eric Grant. Whew, man, this week was crazy, man. Okay, so business here. We're all over social media. Subscribe to us on YouTube, our YouTube channel, as well as like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But you should go there because that's where the conversation continues when we're not here. Go there. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We check it sometimes, don't we?
Every now and again.
Not so much. Not so much. What are we going to do, though, right?
Yeah.
You can also visit our webpage, tfmradioshow.com, where you'll find archived broadcasts, music playlist, bios from me, Rich, and Tressa. But you also can become a patron of the broadcast. See, here's the deal. We this whole advertising thing, it doesn't go so well because we say what we like to say.
Yeah.
And advertisers don't always like that. We do thank our boy, Darnell Lyles. We thank Zena from Masters Plus Tutoring. We thank Dr. John Artis from Health on Earth Wellness. But it's better if you support us. Yep. So you can go to our Facebook page and Twitter. You can find our Patreon link, and you can subscribe to the show for as little as $5 a month.
Yeah.
Become a patron. It's also on our webpage, tfmradioshow.com. Go there and become a patron, will you? In the space shuttle cockpit controlling everything is my white slave. That would be Devin.
He's there.
Oh, man.
In the flesh.
I need you to rake some leaves, man. Get up there and get that yard, man. That voice you hear is the black Asian dude, Richard Chu.
Hey.
What's up
Hey,
with you,
man, I'm good, man. Always. Good to see you, man.
My headphones don't sound right today, man.
Mine are kind of blasting over here.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, maybe yours are plugged in mine or something. I don't know what that is.
Could be.
There you go. Anyway, the Family Meeting is sponsored by Identity Guard. Take the time to protect your ID for as little as $6 a month. That's 600 pennies.
Can I say it, E?
Go ahead.
Identity Guard.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
I know,
Not
it's
quite
not.
the same thing. Good try, though, man.
Identity Guard.
And last but not least, the lines fill quickly. The number is 773-763-9278. 773-763-9278. Hey, man, wow. So, how long has this election been called now? Has it been a week? Is that what it is?
Yeah, depending on who the person is or the entity is that's calling it, but it's been called since last Saturday for sure. But I don't know, man. I've looked at this, I've thought about it and tried to assess it and do what we do, and we knew the fool was going to act a fool. That's nothing new.
Like a third grader, man.
It's the people around him. I mean, we've been saying that for years now. That's hard. That's hard to actually let roll out of your mouth to say. We've been saying these things for years, 4 years, but it's the people around him.
Yeah, like those idiots, that Klan rally that convened in Washington and other places on Saturday. I mean,
What did they accomplish other than to get out there and start some mess? And
I mean, they try to make the same argument for those who protested, the murder of George Floyd and some other things too. I mean, I think all that stuff I think it occupies our time and our effort. But I got to tell you, man, I think that I have finally come to the conclusion that the stupidity has no bottom.
Nope.
You as a human being, we want to think, I think, the best of people, or that they'll eventually come to their senses and figure it out.
Yeah.
And I don't think that there's a bottom. I don't think that they'll ever figure it out. In fact, I think we're going to spend the next 4 years with them crying that the election got stolen.
Yeah, we will. There's no doubt. We'll spend the next this is what we're going to spend time on. We're going to spend the next period of time in general elections saying that this election was stolen. So no matter how if another Democrat, let's say Biden runs again in 2024 and wins, or if he decides not to, and Vice President Harris decides to run and she wins, they're going to come back to this election and say it got stolen. That's going to happen until a Republican is, God forbid, in the White House again. That's what's going to happen, in my humble opinion.
I mean,
they're going to whine about it until they get what they want, which is just, like you said, 3-year-old children. The bottom thing, there is no bottom. I was listening to a psychologist talk about this, and I'm going to try to give the edited version to the bottom. She basically said the approach that is been taken to converse with these people and this mentality is the wrong conversation. She said you can't shame them into thinking that they are doing bad things and that they should do better or different than, because they do have. She said that they have a character flaw that doesn't allow them to see or hear anything that goes against that void in their character. So as a result, there is approaching it from, like you and I, at some point, you don't give a what on a lot of things, but you've got enough sense to know I ain't going to do this over here, or I'm not going to say this over here, because the harm that it will cause me is irreparable. So you have enough sense, even in your I'm not fazed by certain things personality, to know that. What she was saying essentially, and I'm giving the layperson's edited version, is that they don't have that gene, they don't have that plug-in in their system to be able to say, when we try to say something that should be rational or, quote, embarrassing, that what is your bottom, they don't have one. They literally, it's not, like we can't do what psychiatrists call a pattern interrupt. Like, you know what that means, where a person's doing something and you interrupt their pattern to get them to think differently. She said that doesn't work on them because they don't have the, gosh darn it, what did she say it's called? But basically, it's not in them.
Yeah, they'll never come to their senses.
So
you could watch the interviews from Saturday when you had reporters asking them questions, and they were completely uninformed. I mean, they didn't have any idea that the federal government that this imbecile runs has already said that it was a free and fair election. There was no fraud.
Right.
There was no theft.
Nope.
They didn't even know that. They're not even paying attention to that. I'm watching them joust now with Fox News. They're jousting with Fox News to drag Fox News further to the right. To the right where, what's that imbecile's name, who InfoWars? That dude.
Yeah.
They're trying to get them to be more like him.
Alex Jones.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's completely off his rocker.
Way
completely off his rocker.
And Steve
that's
Bannon,
where they're going.
Did Steve Bannon breach his parole?
I don't know.
But in any event, they're trying to go in that direction because that's all they can do is.
And so the worst part about it is, and I'm one, intellectually, I know that you need alternative methods for getting to the same goal. In this country, as a citizenry, we all want our children to be educated.
Yep.
We want everybody to be safe. We want to be healthy. We want to have fiscal security, those kinds of things. But the difference between conservatives and progressives is that we have different ways of going about it.
Right.
And I think that is having different ways of going about accomplishing the same thing is cool. But that's not what we have going on. We need alternative views to get to the same thing.
Right. It sharpens the tool. The force.
Right.
The force on each side.
But these people have decided to cater to this lunacy. These Republicans have decided to cater to this lunacy. They're afraid to say something to that imbecile in the White House because they want the votes of these people who are idiots, who are illiterate, willfully ignorant people. They want their votes, so they'll allow this to persist. That's different than equal and opposing views towards getting to a same goal.
Right.
And we need that. And so they are negligent in creating a party that can provide that to the discussion. That's a problem. in addition to that, they may not actually be racists, but as your boy from Florida said, the racists think that they're racist.
Yeah.
So y'all got to answer for that. When you attract the groups that traffic in racist, sexist, anti-Semitic activities, when you attract them, that becomes part of a big part of your base. You got to answer for that.
And not to them. You got to answer to the larger body politic.
So this group of Republicans, this modern Republican Party, this post-Reagan, maybe inclusive of Reagan, we could argue that day and night, is proving themselves to be craven and depraved, and they will do anything. They have no bottom. They will do anything to maintain their positions of authority. I hate using that term power because power sounds like something Wizard of Oz-ish. Their positions of authority, their decision-making abilities.
Yeah.
They'll do anything, say anything, cater to anybody. They'll take any price to have that. Democrats aren't far behind them.
Thank God they're at least behind them, but they're not far.
Right. Democrats aren't far behind them. So before you start on me, what about the Democrats, blah, blah, blah. We ain't doing no whataboutisms today.
No.
We're not doing that. We're talking about a craven group of people who have catered to a part of the citizenry that would rather see my children hanging from trees by their necks.
Hell,
and that's just untenable.
It is. It's untenable. And fear in my part, my only fear right now, and it's not even a fear, it's a concern. My only concern right now in this bigger conversation is that the people who came out, let's just say right after George Floyd was murdered, and I'm speaking specifically to our white brothers and sisters who came out and protested and got in the streets and did all the things that they did, which was greatly welcomed because it was way, 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 way past due. Why did it take a black man or any man to be killed on the street, filmed, for people to do what they did? Mm-hmm. So my concern, Eric, is that Biden gets inaugurated. He's in office. He's trying to move the ball downfield. And let's say we win these two races in Georgia, and we, have the Senate, so to speak. My concern is that the people who came out go back to sleep and don't continue to do the work. And we're right back where we were in 2 years in the midterms. But this time, what'll be different is that because these fools don't have a bottom, and because they're so driven by their cravenness to take over, that they will win some more seats in the House, and we'll have two more QAnon fools, like this heifer in Colorado and this fool. Right. Right. We'll have five. We'll have 5 of them.
Yeah, a bunch of them. Right.
In the House of Representatives,
trafficking in these crazy theories.
Correct.
That Democrats are in pizza parlors molesting children.
Right.
I heard one of them get on television the other day, and she said, "You don't follow?" She said, "Cheese pizza," and the reporter was like, "What do you mean cheese pizza?" CP.
Yeah.
Child.
Yeah.
Child, right? C's for child.
So
that's what they say out loud in front of people.
Eric, I worry that I'll tell you something about Howard University. I worry that all the folks that have come out since George Floyd's murder go back to sleep, and these fools do what they always do, which is work behind the scenes. Not so much behind the scenes, but they work to get their agenda to be at the top of the heap. And we're going to turn around in 2 years, and they're going to get some more House seats, and they're going to get some governor's mansions, et cetera. And people are going to go, well, what happened?
Well, see, here's the thing, though. I don't mind. I mean, I would prefer that I had people in that I know are going to advocate for my permanent interests. But I don't mind Republicans being in office. I don't mind that. I just don't like this craven, depraved version of the Republican Party that will say or do anything.
But then how can I'm with you on that to the extent that the people who are in office that are Republican, more so than Democrat, yeah, they're in the second leg of the relay race.
Yeah.
But the problem that I have with the Republicans is this clutching of the pearls, soft statements like, I'm disturbed by this. This is troubling. The Mitt Romney, Susan Collins, responses. And then to further that, you have Lindsey Graham, who's advocating it.
Right. He told them to hold him accountable for what he said about the judge.
Yeah.
And they did by electing him again.
So
that is the height of they're playing the game differently. Mm-hmm. And so listen, it's not lost on me that it would do Biden and the Democrats should seek out some level of consensus and cooperation. Right. That's not lost on me that there's value in that.
Paquito.
But you only do that with people who are fair dealing.
Right-minded folk.
Right-minded, fair. They don't have to agree with your position or your policies that you're advocating for, but they have to be fair dealing. These aren't fair dealing people.
They're
craven, depraved people.
Eric and I don't agree on everything, y'all. We agree on a lot of stuff, but I know at the end of the day, Eric's going to do the right thing. I know that. I have 100% trust in that. So we don't have to agree on everything, but we both know our goal is to sharpen the tool and keep cutting away and moving downfield. Right. What these folks are not giving me any comfort to what Eric is saying is that they are of the mindset that's going to allow that to happen, coming from the right.
Right. Exactly. So, if Biden can get something done and the citizenry likes it, that is, it's a popular program and everybody would benefit from it.
Right.
You can bet that this craven, depraved group of people will do all they can to make sure it doesn't happen.
Yep.
Not because it's not a good program,
right,
but because they don't want him to have credit for it.
Nope. Which
that is antithetical to anything that we should support.
Without a doubt. And check this out, E. This whole, our numbers have gone through the roof in terms of COVID cases and COVID deaths since the beginning of November, right? And there's nothing happening from the administration or any elected Republican official to try to stem the tide. Nothing. A lot of talk.
They're standing by and watching because they want the votes from these crazy, racist, willfully ignorant people. So
take this, E. They're doing that. That people keep asking, well, why aren't the Republicans saying this or standing up? Because they want to see. They're okay with the death rate or the incident rate going up because it's just like the economy. They know that if this is something that they can drag or throw on Biden and the administration, and it can be a drag on them, an increasing death toll, an increasing incident rate, that it's going to favor them to be able to say, you watch, January 21st. They're going to turn around and say, all these deaths are Joe Biden's fault.
Yeah,
Kamala Harris's fault.
Unfortunately, Biden will embrace it and take responsibility for it. Instead of just saying, listen, remember now, and this is what pissed people off about Obama, is he embraced it right away, the economic mayhem that Bush created. And they were accusing him of not fixing it fast enough.
Right.
We broke it, but you ain't fixing it fast enough.
Yeah.
And that's what they're going to do to Biden, and I don't want him to embrace that.
No.
So here's the thing. My position is today, I'm already past that consensus-seeking thing.
Yeah, me too.
I've seen that those that we would seek consensus from are not fair dealers. So I ain't interested in that. So I'm the F the Republicans right now. I'm there.
You got to work with me. I don't have to work with you. That's the attitude.
Well, I ain't got to work with you, though. I ain't nothing.
Okay.
Because the policies that I know, I'm going to make you feel better now. Those of you listening, I'm going to make you feel better by adopting my position. That is F the Republicans.
Yeah.
Can I say F the Republicans, Devin? I can't say that? I can?
Okay.
Yeah, no? I can't hear you, man. Is it no?
Yes, yes, we can do it. Thumbs up.
Okay, don't say that no more.
Don't say it. Okay. All right.
So I'm going to make you feel better.
How about this? I watched Blazing Saddles last night. So stoop the Republicans. We can say that.
Okay, stoop the Republicans.
Stoop the Republicans.
Can I say stoop the Republicans, Devin?
Bingo.
Okay, thanks,
there it is. That's the new. We're going to get T-shirts for all you all who join us on Patreon. You all going to get a T-shirt. I'm going to make sure they get printed for you that says stoop the Republicans.
Okay, stoop them. So here I'm going to make you feel better about this. I'm going to make you feel better about taking that position as much as you may want to adopt the Democratic policies of trying to find a way to work together, develop consensus to be the president of and the politician of all of America. I'm going to help all the constituents. I'm going to make you feel better about taking the position of stoop the Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
Stoop them.
Stoop them. That's it.
This version of them. Now, if they come out of this craven, depraved episode they're going in, this third grade, kicking a tantrum, knocking stuff off the shelves in the store, By the way,
Y'all
you
don't
act like that in the store. Your mama snatch you up in front of everybody.
Eric, it
And
happened,
if it get bad, she'll drag you out to the car
happened one time.
and work up a sweat in the car on your ass.
One time. Like we said last week, we didn't need to know. If we were going someplace, y'all got to understand this. This is black mama raising. This is what the country needs.
Don't make me come over there.
Don't make me come over there. And if she had to say it to you, you knew something was going to happen. If she had to even say it, you should know. Don't make mama even have to say, don't make me come over there.
Don't do it. Don't
So
do it, man.
that's where we are. And, Eric will tell you, if people don't get right, mama going to have to come over there.
Right. So they're acting like third graders, kicking furniture over and so on and so
Snatching stuff
forth.
off the shelves.
We're not finna have that. And I'm going to make you feel better about saying stoop. Not F, right, Devin? Not F. Not F, stoop.
And when you're in public and when you're at work.
Don't
and when
say
you're-
F, okay?
No, say stoop. The
Right.
Republicans.
Okay.
That's going to be
'Cause
our
we
new.
can't say F, right?
That's our new Patreon T-shirt, y'all. Get your orders in.
Yeah. We're going to do some begging today on Patreon, too.
Yeah, we
so
are.
We put the link on our YouTube and it's on our Facebook page. We'll share it with you again. The number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the family meeting.
Push up the fader, bust the meter, shake the tweeter, bump it, well, 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 bump it, well, well. Push up the fader, bust the meter, shake the tweeter, bump it, well, 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 bump it, well, well. Push up the fader, bust the meter, shake the tweeter, bump it, well, 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 bump it, well, well.
This is McLaughlin Fleming III, co-founder of TSEC. You can reach us at www.facebook.com/t.sec.inc. Keep listening to the family meeting.
I love it when they paint my shit sky. It puts me in a day. Is that low?
Make a smart financial move for retirement. Make your retirement money into an IRA. Schedule income. Support your dream. Explore investment options. Gain full control over your money. Give the money a chance for additional tax-deferred growth. How do you start? Call Polaris Wealth Management, the resource for IRA rollovers. Call 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. Polaris Wealth Management is the resource for IRA rollovers. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. We help new retirees plan to protect their money. Securities offered through Line Street Financial LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Line Street Advisors LLC. Polaris Wealth Management and Line Street are not affiliated.
The reason that it's important to advertise on the family meeting is that we have an economical way of reaching a great audience. One could say it's not cheap, but what we like to say is that it's an effective buy for a business or an individual who wants to reach a quality audience. The reason that it's important or a good place to advertise is that our cousins love to patronize. I'm Richard Chu, also known as Bad, the Black Asian dude with the family meeting. For more information on advertising on the family meeting, you can reach us at info@tfmradioshow.com. That's info@tfmradioshow.com. You can also contact us at area code 708-794-6444, 708-794-6444.
Are you looking for the best residential and commercial laundry service in the Chicagoland area? Then you want PleaseDoMyLaundry.com. That's PleaseDoMyLaundry.com.
I like it.
of A.L. Taylor and Associates. Welcome back to the family meeting.
The number is 773. Write this down now. 773-763-9278. 773-763-9278. During the break, we had a debate. We got F cleared, by the way.
Yes, we did.
Our white slave cleared F, so we can say F to Republicans. We just can't say what the rest of the letters are.
Right, those other three letters.
And Stoop is cool, too.
Stoop.
We have a little poll. What do you prefer, Stoop or F?
Yeah,
Stoop or F? Talk to us, Stoop or F?
We might surprise you with something sweet.
Yeah, who knows, man?
Why not? Why not?
So again, the number is 773-763-9278. So I say F the Republicans. I do, because I find them, this version of them, to be a craven, depraved group of people who will do anything to maintain their authority, the authority that they have.
Yeah.
And I think that's problematic. It doesn't serve those who advocate for what I view as my permanent interests to try to deal with people who aren't fair dealing.
No.
So all this consensus seeking and I'm the president of all of America. Listen, try in earnest if you may. Try in earnest if you may, but your boy is past that. I'm at F the Republicans. Yeah. I'm going to make you feel better. I want to make you feel better about taking that same position.
Yeah, Eric's empowering you to not feel apologetic or guilty or any of the other, emotions or thoughts that would get in your head to stop you from just calling it as you see it.
Right. I want you to, on the instances where you have an opportunity to talk to your elected official, federal, state, local, whatever, to be able to tell them that it is your desire for them to adopt a policy of F the Republicans.
Yeah.
Because they're not fair dealing.
Then why should you waste your time? Then
you're wasting my time, and it's sickening to watch.
And we didn't send you there or resend you there to be consensus building first. The first thing, I said this last week, and I kind of botched it, so hopefully I'll clean it up this week. When somebody's injured, if you got to attend to the injury, but you also got to attend to who injured them, because if that goes unchecked, they're going to get injured again. And so we got to deal with the injured and make sure they're whole, which is us.
Right.
And the only way to do that is to take care of our permanent interests across the board for us. Then worry about those fools over there.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. That's what I want to tell you guys about, that'll make you feel better about this. And some of you have heard me say this before, by the way. That is, the permanent interests that you advocate for, the ones you advocate for, benefit them too.
Everybody.
Right? I mean, you're not advocating for tax cuts that only help you.
Right.
It helps everybody. You're not advocating for better funding for schools, for better pay for teachers, just for you. It's for everybody. Whereas they advocate for tax cuts for the very wealthy.
Right. And the crazy thing...
But then they chase the people who aren't getting tax cuts out into the street.
Right.
With their last dollar, they got their little raggedy-ass pickup truck and drove to Washington from Kentucky.
To do their bidding.
Didn't spend any money on their teeth because they're snag-a-tooth. You know that.
Right. And they're probably funky.
Right. And they ain't washed their behinds. You know that. They ain't Washington marching around talking about, yeah, all the stuff that they say.
Mm-hmm.
But they aren't advocating for them, but they're using them as people to get out there and march around and throw rocks.
Which is why every now and again I go back to, I'm not quite sure if I agree on the everybody wants to see our children and our society become better educated, because these crazy fools are, if they are educated, they sure as hell aren't using it. But I'm going to lean on the side of they're probably not to a point where they can have a cogent conversation with somebody who is equally, learned or intellectually curious.
I'll put it this way. They want their kids educated well.
Yeah.
They definitely want their kids educated. I'm talking about in their family educated well. Whereas we're advocating for everybody's kids to be as well educated as your kids.
Right. So it levels the playing field. And help me out on this, E. Zero sum. They believe that if you and I, using that as a generalization, are able to play, that it takes away from them being able to play. And that's not the case. Finish that one for me. You know where I'm going.
Yeah, well, and that's what you've described there is what I characterize as the essential flaw in the American version of capitalism. Mm-hmm. That is, American capitalism is built so that somebody has to be a loser.
Right.
Somebody has to be on the bottom. Whereas pure capitalism is everybody gets lifted.
Yep.
So it's a bastardized version of capitalism that we're using. And so what ends up happening is that these craven and depraved people, when you advocate for policies that lift everyone up, they tell you you're not being a capitalist.
Right.
Well, you're not being an American capitalist, which requires someone to lose.
Well, they're actually saying they're not smart enough to say you're not being a capitalist or an American capitalist. They're actually calling people socialist. That's what's actually happening. They're saying you're being a socialist.
Right. And the first answer out of your mouth as a progressive shouldn't be, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Because then you buy into their game, right? The reality is that every system has an aspect of many types of systems.
True.
Social Security is socialism. It is socialism. And you know that the conservatives, by all accounts, would like to get rid of Social Security.
No, they don't want to get rid of it. They want to privatize it. They really want to privatize it so
when
that...
it was founded, they wanted to get rid of it.
True.
Right. Just like they wanted to get rid of Obamacare.
Right. Okay.
Now the alternative is to privatize it and then run it into the ditch.
Right. Which is ultimately back to where Eric started, which is to get rid of it.
I mean, look at what they did to the pension plan with the post office.
Mm-hmm. Made it 5 years.
They raised the funding requirement that they couldn't achieve, and then it becomes characterized as underfunded.
And then that group, that entity should no longer be an entity because it can't cover its costs.
Right.
It can't take care of itself.
Right.
But
that's just a game they play.
Yeah.
To make that not work. When the post office pension is well funded.
Very much so. And some of the most dedicated people that do their jobs. And one of my favorite little videos on last Saturday afternoon, after the election was essentially called, is this brother in Brooklyn who is a male person in his truck. He was driving down one of the streets in Brooklyn, and he basically kind of put it in a slow roll. And he was hanging out the side of the truck because they're on the steering wheel's on the right side of the vehicle in many of them. So he was on the right side of the vehicle and he was driving it, but he was also playing music and dancing at the same time because it had the citizens that were dancing and cheering were applauding him for his hard work and making sure that he did whatever he could do to make sure people got their ballots and their mail and so forth.
Right.
And to that end, the post office is another example of it's a program that benefits everybody.
Yeah, we all want it funded, right?
Right, because everybody benefits from the mail system.
Right.
But take that away, and it favors it. This is where
it favors a handful of people who will benefit from privatization of delivery of parcels.
This is the part that I go back to when you say, why is it? You don't say why often. You actually just make a statement. More other people say why. So why is it that we have these people who don't understand that their permanent interest, the collective 20 things that everybody's going to benefit from, why can't they see that a weekly functioning postal service is not good for them?
Because the people that we expect to advocate for that aren't able to communicate it effectively.
Right, because they spend too much time taking the bait.
Yeah, and stepping back. Like when they throw this Green New Deal thing at the all the time. So, every piece of legislation starts off some way, and you may not like the Green New Deal, but some derivation of that needs to exist.
Right.
And there's a benefit to everybody to doing that. Someone said, I can't remember who said, one of the Republicans said, they're not going to take away our coal and our oil. Mm-hmm. Well, you ain't got to. You're going to run out of it.
Yeah.
We ain't got to take it away from you.
Take it away from yourself.
Right. And not to mention all the black lung issues and all that kind of. Nobody wants to be digging around in no hole looking for coal.
No.
Listen, the Green New Deal, in its current form or the form that's originally written, may not work. I get that.
But we got to start somewhere to get somewhere.
Right. So some derivation of that needs to happen, and it creates millions of jobs. Millions of jobs that these people who are getting black lung right now don't have to have anymore. And they can be retrained to do these jobs.
Eric, and this is what's so insane. I mean,
but the Democrats start off with, no, I didn't say I was for that. Well, what are you for, man?
Right. If you're going to be, you can be for it and say, but we're going to have a modified version of it. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I want them to say, I'm for the Green Deal, but in a modified version. And that's the answer I want to hear.
I am for redirecting the funds that police departments get. I'm definitely for that. They need to be better trained.
Right. Do not say I'm not for defund the police. Do not say that.
No. Say I'm for this because it's and here's what it's going to do. See, that's one, and part of this is, I mean, you and I can have this conversation all day long because at the end of the day, you and I are very good at our craft, the work that we do, the services that we provide to our clients.
Speak for yourself. I ain't that good.
All right. Well, I'm really good, and Eric's really good too. So there. That'll just. But my point is, E, one of the things that I think you and I both are good at doing is, and not sales necessarily, but we're good at negotiating. We're good at, and I've learned things from Eric, and he's maybe learned one or two things from me.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, Eric and I understand that if you're having a negotiation, you're having a conversation with someone to their betterment, you can't make statements and leave it untied. You've got to tie down the message. And that, in other words, the Democrats too often will make a statement, a loose statement, and they don't tie it down so that it's a conclusive, here's what I'm...
They're always backpedaling and defending themselves. Stand for something. Man.
And so that way you can say, I'm for the Green Deal.
Listen, I heard Bernie Sanders the other day. Bernie Sanders is a dude that says what he means.
Hell yeah.
And I can appreciate that. I don't agree with everything.
Don't have to.
I agree with most of his policies, but not all of them.
Do you know where Bernie's coming from? Do you know what he stands for? I'm not asking that as a rhetorical question. Yes,
it sounds rhetorical.
I didn't mean it that way.
It's kind of a broad answer. It's an essay answer.
Would it be fair to say that we probably know where Bernie's coming from on most things?
Yeah, I mean, he tells you what he thinks.
Right.
And someone asked him the other day, they asked him, well, if Joe Biden asked you to serve in his administration, would you? And he gave him an answer. Yeah. He said, listen, if I had a portfolio to which I think I could effectively make a change and not just a figurehead, yeah, I would. That's the answer I want to hear.
Right. Because he made it clear.
Because the rest of them say, well, I'm focused on my job for now. And they don't really answer you.
Nope.
Answer the damn question.
Because they're too worried about if somebody comes back to them a year from now and say, well, you said this a year ago. Like my daddy and your daddy say, damn straight I said it.
Right.
I said it. You want me to say it again? Want me to write it down for you? I said it.
I heard one of them ask the mayor of New York about the same thing. And he's like, well, I like my job where I am now. And I'm focused on this. And we'll see. No, man. Answer the question, man. Just because if he asked him, he would want to take it.
If he asked De Blasio, we want you to be Secretary of State. You mean you're gonna say no to that? Come on, player. No, say yeah, I'll take the job. If he asked me, yeah, I'll take the job.
Mealy mouthed ass.
I'm gonna stay here in New York if he doesn't. But if he asked me to take the job, yes, I'm gonna take it.
Because see, here's the bigger picture. I think. So remember now, 72 million people. 72 million people, a third of the population of this country, roughly, voted to keep things exactly as they were the last 4 years.
Which is going downhill off a cliff. Think about this, E. Do you realize that 20% more people voted for this fool?
And the majority of white people voted for this fool. Something approaching 60% of white people in this country voted for that.
3 million more white women voted for Donald Trump.
Okay, so
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is flat out.
They voted for the same thing that we endured the last 4 years. That's what they voted for. So what we need to do is the tendency towards wanting that amongst our citizenry, that needs to be killed. Not the people, that notion
and the ideology
needs to be killed dead. That
virus needs to be killed.
What that requires, though, is that Democrats have to be in perpetual campaign mode. There's no reason, after what Reagan did, Papa Bush, Junior Bush, after what and then now this imbecile, the succession of Republican leaders in the White House have effectively run the country into the ditch. They should never, ever, ever get elected again in my lifetime. But I'm 54 years old. I got another 20 or so to go with this thing. It shouldn't happen again. So that what it requires is successive Democratic administrations, probably somewhere between 4 and 5 administrations, to point this country in a direction where now we're on green energy. Now we have a nationalized election. Now we have standardized education funding. Now we have
health care.
Now we work to eliminate food insecurity. We completely eliminate veterans. Homelessness. Jesus. Completely eliminate that. That should not exist.
People don't know how many veterans I see 3 every morning, Eric. that are
that
homeless.
should never. That's shameful of a country to allow that to exist.
Checkbook open, what y'all
Right.
need.
If a veteran shows up to the VA and says, I'm homeless, they should immediately find him housing.
They gymnasium or
Or her.
cot, if nothing else. Get that.
It should be housing. Something, this dude just risked his life, or this gal risked her life.
And we
for this
sent them
country.
there. We sent them there to do this.
So they should immediately have housing. There should be no food insecurity for veterans. It should not happen. It should be solved as soon as it's identified.
And one of the things that breaks my heart about this is that our veterans, black, white, green, purple, whatever, whoever they are proud people. And to see that these men and women, I mean, you saw the picture I sent you of my brother-in-law and sister and their time in the Marine Corps and Navy. None of the people who have made that sacrifice should ever have to even think twice about where they're going to get the next fill in the blank. A mortgage for their home.
The essentials, food and shelter, that should be a given.
On and on and on. Medical care, medical treatment.
It doesn't make any sense for a country that is so high-minded to allow that to persist.
Well, and it goes back to something you said a moment ago about the number. There should be a long time, a whole generation before a Republican is elected to the White House ever again.
Right. And if they are, they need to adopt some of the progressive policies.
Without a doubt, there's no. But see, that person, this is what the Republican Party, I think, is starting to realize. That person, if she or he exists, is not going to get elected by Republicans because of what 45 has done to move that needle for them so dramatically. 70 million people?
Well, he bought him now. So what you messed around and did is you gave the gun to the monkey, and so now he's going to hold that gun, and he's going to control Republican elections until he's dead.
Yep. Y'all got
until he dies, y'all going to have to deal with him.
Y'all got to deal with that.
Right. And so here's the thing Democrats need to do. Every person, I'm sorry, not Democrats, progressives have existed in both parties at some point. So I don't want to get there.
Yeah.
Progressives, you need to make sure that every single one of y'all gets out and vote like you did this time. What we proved in this election is that we outnumber them.
Yes, we do. And even though the numbers are scary, that it was 70 million people, we still outnumber them.
It was somewhat close, but we outnumber them by this count.
Right.
And as long as we continue to do that, progressive policy should be advanced, and then we should expect the progressives that we've elected to advocate for the policies unapologetically.
If the people get out and vote, like Aaron's been saying forever, I think that number will go down. Right. The other side will go down. So I know we got to go to break.
The number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
My name is Menotti Jenkins, www.valorem.law.com. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
You can do it, and you know that you can. There's nothing to it. Just go ahead and do your dance. You can do it, and you know that you can. There's nothing to it.
Hey, I'm Brittany Perry with CyberScout. Did you know that there were over 14 million identity theft victims in 2019 alone? The pandemic has increased cyber risks, including unemployment fraud, ransomware, and phishing. More than 80% of people feel they have little or no control over personal data collected by businesses or government. CyberScout Identity Management Services help employees keep control of their identities after a data breach or theft and restore their good name. For more information, visit www.cyberscout.com or contact Brittany Perry at 312-515-8003. That's www.cyberscout.com or contact Brittany Perry at 312-515-8003.
Make a smart financial move for retirement. Make your retirement money into an IRA. Schedule income. Support your dream. Explore investment options. Gain full control over your money. Give the money a chance for additional tax-deferred growth. How do you start? Call Polaris Wealth Management, the resource for IRA rollovers. Call 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. Polaris Wealth Management is the resource for IRA rollovers. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. We help new retirees plan to protect their money. Securities offered through Line Street Financial LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Line Street Advisors LLC. Polaris Wealth Management and Line Street are not affiliated.
A 2016 study estimates that 13.1 million Americans were victims of identity theft that year. Fight back against identity theft by signing up for Identity Guard. Identity Guard monitors your credit and identity information with alerts that can help you respond quickly if certain changes indicating fraudulent activity are detected, as well as help protect your computer from viruses, keylogging, and other serious threats. Plus, with Identity Guard's dynamic credit management resources and tools, you will have helpful information as you make better financial and credit decisions. Identity Guard includes $1 million identity theft insurance and lost wallet protection, and more if you ever do become a victim. Protect your ID by visiting lookaftermyid.com. That's lookaftermyid.com to securely sign up for Identity Guard today.
This is Brandon Allen, a.k.a. The Scrub, and welcome back to the family.
The number is 773-763-9278. Little radio
I was
there.
say, I like how you dropped that in, eh? I didn't catch that at first.
What?
The intro and then to this.
Oh.
Yeah, that was nice. That was
Thank you.
nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Eric has a way of like sort of teasing with some of the intros. Every now and again he'll drop a longer intro in. There he did it.
This is radio before he came Ray Parker Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is the time right now where we have to kill the racism, the misogyny, the otherism,
anti-Semitism.
Yeah, anti-Semitism,
nationalism,
all that stuff. It needs to not have a place, and it needs to not just be words. We don't do that in this country. Blah blah blah. That people need to. So they live.
Repercussions.
They live amongst us. They work with you. They're your neighbors. They're your family.
Yep.
Some of these 72 million people are your people.
Yep. And you know it. That's the thing. You know that they are. You know that they are. Yeah. And so, don't lie to us. Don't lie to yourself. My daddy used to say, you lie to everybody else, but don't lie to yourself. Because if you lie to yourself, you're going to lie to everybody else.
This needs to be bold, systemic change.
Right now.
Bold, big, bold, systemic change. Anything less is a disappointment.
And it doesn't take this, we got to grind it out, we got to talk it through, we got to come. No, it's pretty simple. Eric said this on a number of occasions about police officers killing people. Just stop doing it.
Right now.
We don't need
to
come
work
up with
on
a
it.
plan.
Yeah.
Just stop doing it.
Don't have a meeting.
No.
Don't have training.
Just stop.
Just stop killing people.
Stop killing. And so for some of these other areas of ism, if we will, they need to just stop. You don't need to be trained out of certain things. You don't need to be meeting out of certain things. You stop it right now. And if not, this is where I want to see the Biden administration have the guts to do this, Eric, and that's create some retribution. Punishment's a hard word, but create some, here's the cost of you being this way.
Make it costly for them. Right, make it costly for them.
Pain in the pocketbook.
The banks right now should seek to and almost immediately change the lending so that it more reflects the population.
Yep. And someone, this is the thing that should happen also. I don't know how to do this, but so I'm just free-forming here, Eric. If a person has a history of gun violence, sexism, racism, otherism, and it's documented, if it shows up, that person should not be allowed to get a loan. I mean, it may be crazy or harsh, And I know it may be hard to create that, but we need to start to track. It's like
there's morality risk. I think that they use as part of the criteria in some banks for lending.
Yeah,
that needs to be. You're right. That needs to be it.
Because think of all the people who've gotten business loans, running along just fine,
or these PPP loans or something.
And we don't know what dirt that they've, that's a societal ill. But it perpetuates. Now this gal's got their nice little business and they're running along. They got their loan. They got their house loan.
Right.
No, that's got to stop. And I don't know what the solution, not what the bullet points are to get to that point. But there needs to be some.
Well, it needs to change. Like I always go back to the guy. I think it was it Salesforce? It was either Salesforce or LinkedIn. The CEO discovered that the women's salary range was lower than the men's range for the same jobs.
Yeah.
And he did that same day or that same week. He just changed it right away.
He didn't have to think about it and have a meeting that we know about. But
strategize and ask Markham and none of that kind of garbage.
No, he just said,
just did it.
Just change it now.
Right.
And it's Salesforce.
Fix it right now.
It's Salesforce.
Good.
I know the cat's name. Nice dude.
Yeah. That's how you change something. You just said that's wrong. We're changing that today.
And if you don't want to do business with me, as you would say, I don't want your stinking blanket.
Keep your stinking ass money.
I keep it.
Keep it.
Keep it.
Let me get Matt here. See what's on his mind. Matt, what's up, man?
Shucky ducky. Here we go again.
You shucky ducky. Whack whack.
Hey, Matt.
That was a one-day nice reprieve from the hell that is 2020. But now we're back into it, and we have this man who is basically a squatter. And I get he's not going. He's going, but we're going to have to drag him out of there. And I hope the Secret Service has strong enough arms because they have gotten sick. I don't know if you saw this report. Something like 10 or 15 Secret Service agents got sick with corona.
Yeah.
Because they were traveling with him.
Yeah, these Klan rallies that he was having.
I guess that answers whether or not he himself had corona.
Or if he's gotten well from it, Matt. I think that's part of what you're saying too. Is that how do we know he got well enough to be able to be in regular society? Because it's not complicated to see where he goes, people get sick. And people who follow him to protect him, they get sick. So, but they're gonna believe me, man, they're gonna drag us behind out of there. They're gonna drag us behind out of there.
All I know is this: everybody stay safe. I'm at Target right now. They have more empty shelves than he has left in days in his term. So,
That's right.
Good luck with everything, and be well. And Richard, you got to stop swearing so much now.
I know. I just got a dirty
He's
mouth
so bad,
boy.
man.
Dirty mouth.
Dirty
boy.
mouth. Dirty mouth. All right.
Dirty mouth.
All right, Matt. Be well, man.
Stay safe, Matt.
Tell Killa. I say, hey. Tell Killa. I say, hey.
Killa, you've been practicing. He's been practicing.
He has been.
My man. Okay, Matt. Be
All right,
well,
Matt.
man. By the way, Trump doesn't matter. He doesn't matter. I mean, and I watched, which was cool. I watched Anderson Cooper. I think it was Friday.
Is that when he went off a little bit?
He didn't really go off as much as he started to talk about what that imbecile's doing. He just stopped for a second and said, "That don't matter."
Yeah, I know.
And he went on to talk about the virus.
That's exactly the position that Anderson takes. He leans back and puts his right arm back. He does exactly what you just did.
That doesn't matter. I mean, he doesn't matter.
Yeah, no.
I mean, and I think he's partially wrong. I mean, in the current news cycle, he doesn't matter because people are dying of this virus that he let run. This dude drove through the throngs of the Klansmen in Washington on the way to the golf course. And y'all sitting out there all crowded up next to each other getting the virus, and his fat ass is going to the golf course.
Yeah, absolutely.
How does that look?
So speaking.
Half of them didn't even know, I bet you.
No, didn't know. And
y'all were just in the way. He was on the way to the golf course. Y'all were just in the way.
Playing you all
Man,
like
please.
a fiddle. And you see how the Proud Boys are starting to collapse on themselves a little bit. The dude, he's a Cuban dude that they basically elevated to be the face of the Proud Boys.
Here we go. Yeah.
And this is how crazy it is.
Yeah.
So now suddenly they think he's a sellout. So they're advocating internally to have a white guy be the face of the Proud Boys. I'm laughing at it going, who cares? Who really cares who they are?
Their infrastructure is crumbling.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Like, really, that's a news story? Come on.
Klansmen. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Those people are all the same as Klansmen. They're all the same.
Just different.
And I don't really care nothing about those people. You gonna mess around. Listen, in the 80s, had they come in Washington like that?
Mm-hmm. I know.
You might not have come out of there alive, partner, because D.C. was a little rough in the 80s.
I thought about
you get away with it now that it's gentrified.
Yeah. Right, exactly. I mean, I thought about this the other day when this was coming down. I thought, Lord help them if these boys decide they're going to move over, they're going to make their way over toward Howard University.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah,
don't do that, man. I warn you. I warn you. Let me get Dave calling from Hoffman Estates. Hey, Dave, what's up, man?
Hey, Eric. Hey, Rick.
What's going on, man?
In the last caller, I guess you could say, like that old saying, mind over matter. We don't mind because you don't matter no more. Where he's been not letting President-elect Biden look at the intelligence information and stuff like that. If you recall, back in 2012, when Obama had let Romney in on presidential daily briefings and stuff like that. He let us see the reports once when Romney was
once he was a candidate.
Candidate.
Yeah, he did. That's what they're supposed to do.
You know,
if they really give a darn about the country.
But,
sorry, Dave. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Hey, remember last time I spoke to you was when he allegedly had the corona. Well, the reason these Secret Service are getting it because they're standing next to those people in the rallies. Trump's high enough in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he had that shot of with that cocktail mix there.
Yeah.
And like he teasing, I think the other stuff he also gave him was some of that tiger blood that Charlie Sheen had that time.
Yeah, I mean, this is the joke about this. I mean, I read that those injections cost upwards of $170,000. The mixture of that cocktail and the way that it's administered.
Yeah, and they're trying to kill Obamacare at the same time.
Yeah, of course. Real quick, did Ben Carson get the same stuff?
The same medication?
Oh no, but his dumb ass is a doctor and got coronavirus.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
Yep. Sick.
Look, how about Rand Paul running around the country talking about herd immunity?
You're healthy. You
should go out and celebrate that everybody's getting sick.
Yeah.
Dumb ass with a rug on top of his head.
They should lose their doctor license.
What is he, an optometrist?
He's an optometrist, man. He ain't no real doctor.
I don't want him operating on my, gallbladder, nothing like that.
No, he's looking at me crazy, man.
Maybe he slept at a Holiday Inn Express or something.
There you go. That's what he did. Yeah, that makes him smart.
All right, let me clear off so you get to the other guys. All right.
Okay, man.
All right, man.
Thanks,
Have a good
Dave.
week. Stay safe.
You too, man. Be well. Because y'all gave the gun to the monkey, he's going to sell state secrets.
Yes, he is.
Because he has no bottom.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't have any bottom, man. Listen, he's going to need the money because my girl Tish James
about to get that behind.
She going to be all up in his behind, man.
Eric,
we're talking about the Attorney General of the State of New York. She waiting for him. She's tapping her foot now.
She's sitting at the state.
She's tapping her foot.
Right.
Waiting for him.
Waiting. What's that noise?
When you coming, man?
That's Tish James.
When you coming, man?
That's Tish James. What's that noise? So this is what a lot of people aren't really talking about, but you just said it, so I'm going to follow your lead. That's the reason. Because he knows he lost. All that shadow boxing of lawsuits this, lawsuits that. What he's doing, in my humble opinion, following your lead, is that he ain't trying to, I want to win the election, and he's trying to create some cover. And that's my bigger concern, is that he's selling state secrets. He doesn't want the incoming folk, because why would you stop them from seeing, whether
they're shredding papers and stuff.
So he's preemptively saying, I'm going to sell these things. I'm going to create a little bit of a cushion for me. And if I let them in now, they're going to see what I'm doing. We're going to see it anyhow. Inevitably, it's going to be seen by the incoming administration.
Yeah, but he doesn't matter. Anderson Cooper was right. He doesn't matter.
No.
He's only going to matter to the extent that he's able to wrangle control of the Republican Party and craft them in his image.
And if they don't,
which is really, really ugly to think about.
If they don't step up, and they clearly aren't, if they don't step up, they're going to be back where they were. This is why the Democrats have to look at this right now and say there's blood in the water. And they got to take advantage of it right now.
You got to kill them dead.
Right now.
You got to go down there and pour all kind of resources in Georgia and win the Senate. Then you need to pour money into the states that were on the line. You need to pour money into Ohio, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Georgia, and Arizona.
And protect Arizona next
and
cycle.
Arizona.
And
make them the hubs.
Yep.
Make them the hubs, for instance, of the green new energy.
And make North Carolina, which is another state that could be one.
Put Carolina on the list, too.
And say, come on, let's
Those
get
are the
this.
states that you should be feeding resources to, giving them industry, building it up, and taking credit for that so
Right
that
off
they
the bat.
recognize you as who they should support. And kill this whole notion, this version of the Republican Party, kill it
Forever.
dead. And make them come back with conservative ideas to accomplish the same goals.
Right.
We need to get them back to that.
If we can. But if we can't, we need to bulldoze.
But as long as y'all act like third graders,
we're going to
no.
bulldoze. We're taking all your stuff.
Right, because right now it's F the Republicans.
Taking your lunch money. Don't. If
I gotta be careful because it almost came out
No,
that time.
it's so easy because your mouth get ready for it.
Yeah.
Your brain's already locked in.
I'm thinking it, but then I stop.
Stoop.
Yeah.
When we're on the air, we can say stoop.
Yeah.
And then we don't get no trouble.
Yeah.
So.
All right, y'all. The number is 773-763. No news today, so we'll be back in a minute. Stay tuned for more of the family meeting.
As well as high school. Wonderful. Am I supposed to be amazed? Or is this compulsory? Yeah. I know love too well. I know love. My mind drifts alone. And when I go away, you never come with me. This isn't my idea of love. This isn't my idea of fun. This isn't how we started out. Said I'm not gonna be the one. How we got here, I'm not too sure. This isn't my idea of fun at all. At all. At all. Yeah. I tried to do this as sweet, but this must
This is
be,
Miss
yeah,
Lady
a funny
D
kind
from
of
Dance
happy.
Factory Radio.
'Cause
Keep
lately I
listening
find
to the
me
family
lacking
meeting.
in stories of yearnings of wanting to be home and in your presence again. I found myself staying or just.
Joan Esposito, live, local, and progressive on 820 AM. WCPT Willow Springs is powered by ComEd. If you need help with your bill, call ComEd at 800-EDISON-1.
Hey, this is Brittany Perry. Did you know there's a black-owned footwear brand based here in Chicago? Perry Co. Shoes creates affordable luxury footwear and accessories for both men and women. Whether you're in a suit or out with friends, they provide pieces you can wear on a daily basis. Breaking barriers, inspiring style. Visit www.perrycoshoes.com to purchase a pair today. That's www.perrycoshoes.com.
Make a smart financial move for retirement. Make your retirement money into an IRA. Schedule income. Support your dream. Explore investment options. Gain full control over your money. Give the money a chance for additional tax-deferred growth. How do you start? Call Polaris Wealth Management, the resource for IRA rollovers. Call 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. Polaris Wealth Management is the resource for IRA rollovers. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. We help new retirees plan to protect their money. Securities offered through Line Street Financial LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Line Street Advisors LLC. Polaris Wealth Management and Line Street are not affiliated.
A basic and essential part of any financial plan is savings. Most of whatever cash you have will be there because you put it there, not necessarily because of some fancy investment. Now with Save and Plan, Polaris has introduced a way for you to get empowering financial advice. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up to save, Polaris will help you develop a customized financial plan and give you a real person to speak with. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com and call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone.
Securities offered through Line Street Financial LLC, member FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisor services offered through Line Street Advisors LLC, registered investment advisors. Polaris Wealth Management and Line Street Financial are not affiliated.
That's right, baby. I want all y'all to walk on over to the bridge with me. Cause I'm gonna take you to the water and make you drink. Party, baby. Cause the funk show will make it stay. Say what? Yeah. If you let the funk hit your eye, you gonna turn Funk in your heart, baby. Funk not only kills, it ab kills.
Bye-bye. No. Before we do that, I'm gonna take you to the bridge and drop you off into some funk.
Ware, founder of itsashort.com. Welcome back to the family meeting.
Number 773-763-9278. 773-763-9278. So,
hey man, you can't just blow by George Duke like that. I mean, this is the brother that was classically trained in the piano.
It's George Duke, man.
And then he just, what is the song, 40 years old now? But it's still just crazy cool.
Yeah, it is.
George is the stuff, man. And we miss him. We miss him. We miss Joe Sample. We miss Al Jarreau. All those cats.
Yeah.
You know.
Dookie Stick.
Dookie Stick. That's it. Shout out to my brother-in-law, Joe B., checking us out all the way from Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo. That's right.
That's right, y'all. All right, y'all. Number 773-763-9278. So today your boy's there. Your boy's there. It is, for me, F the Republicans. Unless they can come to the point where they're going to offer conservative ideas for the same goals.
Yeah.
And if they on this Trump thing, this third grader kicking, screaming thing, no. And Democrats need to be acting accordingly. Go ahead if you'd like. Go ahead. I understand the value in consensus. I understand the value. I'm not lost. It's not lost on me. One time, though. As soon as they act a fool, throw them under the bus. Be done with them the same way they were done with you.
And that's, from a politician standpoint, that message goes to the elected officials clearly. But we're also talking about everyday folks. Everyday folks need to understand. I was, talking with my nephew on Friday night, and he was talking about this dude rolled into this restaurant with his MAGA hat on and, kind of acting crazy to one of the servers. And my nephew, Chris, kind of stepped to him and said, hey, man, Chris is 6'5". He's a big boy. He kind of stepped to him and said, hey, man, you can't be acting that way. And the guy looked at him like, well, who are you? And Chris basically just, 35-year-old young dude said, you can't come in here acting that way. And guess what? The dude stopped acting that way. You know why? Because somebody stepped to him. And so from a messaging standpoint, but more importantly from a we'll call it, as we say, our permanent interest standpoint, we need to, y'all have license, according to Eric and Richard, to step to people and say, no, man, that ain't the way it is this time. You have to understand, if you ain't going to act right, you got to sit in the back of the room. In fact, you got to sit out in the hallway on the little baby chairs.
Yeah, remember, there's 70 million of them among us. They are not going anywhere. They're going to continue to do what you see them doing or saw them do on Saturday.
Yeah.
They're going to continue to do that. They're going to do it for the next 4 years.
So get yourself
And then
ready.
You got Republicans participating in that stupidity.
Elected official Republicans.
And so here's the thing. I'm going to go back to the very beginning. It is our human nature to think that at some point you're going to show them something and it's going to click.
Right.
And they're going to get it. Okay, no. First off, your first piece of evidence that that's not true is that 72 million people voted for what we saw the last 4 years, right? So they never, ever got it.
Nope.
They never got it. And secondly, you see them out in the streets now.
Yeah.
Dealing in lies that they got from this dude, and he rides through them on the way to the golf course.
It's basically to say, listen, I'm going to go play golf. You all can sit out here and waste your time and your little bit of money and whatever else.
Stay out here and march around for me. I'm going to play golf.
I don't give a damn about you. You can get sick. You can die. And they voted for that because they're weak, little baby.
Intellectually lazy.
Yeah.
Willfully ignorant.
Willfully ignorant. Willfully ignorant. And that's a problem. If you want to be part of that group, you want to be part of that clan, you want to be known as someone that's willfully ignorant, and that you're going to perpetuate that by continuing to hang with those same people. I mean, the coarse side of me, the ugly side, the dark side of me, I have nothing for those people, Eric.
Nothing. Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
I don't need to. Look.
I can't tell you how many messages and emails I've gotten from people saying, well, there's another side. No, there's not.
Well, if there is if there is another side to them, then they are responsible for showing it to me and you.
I'm not seeking it out.
And because I'm not seeking it out. I'm not looking
No,
for it.
you've demonstrated to me.
I walk into a gas station in Darien, Illinois, or I walk into a gas station in Highland Park or any suburb. I'm walking in with the mindset that the people inside of here, there's a 40% chance, based on how we voted, that the people inside of this place are not going to be in my best interest.
Right.
I'm walking in thinking that way, and I'm preparing myself.
If I find out about you, I'm not spending money in your business.
No.
I don't
Done.
care what you have.
Done. You know how there's so many conversations about white,
I purposely avoided Home Depot.
Narrow-minded white Americans that have gone out of their way to go someplace else to do business rather than to do business with a black business or a business in a black or Hispanic neighborhood or whatever.
Right.
I'm doing the same now. I'm going to say,
I'm done with that. I'm not supporting any of that.
No, I'm not going there. I'll go to these places because in the big picture, I think they're doing the right thing.
And I hope y'all follow us, by the way. I hope y'all follow us. That's the way it needs to go. There's got to be a lesson learned. We've got to teach it.
Our man Norbert speaks to this often. He's like, you know what? How do I help tangibly? Norbert spends money with black businesses of color, with women-owned businesses. He tangibly does that.
Be purposeful about it.
And that's what you can do. No matter where you live, you can do that. You got to be unlazy to find out where those businesses are. But it's easy, Eric. The ones that are visibly, potentially going to be harmful or not in our best interest, just don't go there. Just stop.
Yeah, stop them. Don't shop at Hobby Lobby.
No.
Stop shopping at Home Depot. They support this. The owner of that business. I'm not buying anything from Home Depot anymore.
Fortunately, they got rid of the dude that was the real energy.
The founder?
Yeah, he's done. They moved on. They had to, but you know what? The only reason they cleaned that up, Eric, why do they clean it up? Because people like you and me say stop going to Home Depot.
Yeah. Let me get Dan from the Western Burbs in here. Hey Dan, what's up, man? Thanks for holding.
Well, first of all, I got to apologize. I got busy on Sundays, and I wasn't listening to the truth. I listening to you guys. But second of all, and just relax, after Republican.
That's right. Okay. That's right.
I had my hand near the button, man.
And I know, but I've been typing that so many times online. I got top fan badge on every political site you can think of, and that's what I could do in these times of the pandemic, send some money to some candidates and do that. Now, we've got to keep our eyes on the prize because Georgia is going to make the difference. And this foolishness, this negligent criminal foolishness of the Republicans, we got to flick the lights on and let those cockroaches run.
That's right.
What's got to happen now because, Martin Luther King said you cannot fight. Darkness does not take out darkness, but light. We got to flip the switch. We can't play, we'll put on this nightlight over in the corner. We got to click on the spotlight and go, look at this corruption and nastiness and criminality and foolishness that is killing people with the coronavirus. It's killing people with the misogyny, the economic violence that has been brought upon people of color. I'm going to talk to my white brothers and sisters right now, especially in the Italian community. When there was redlining, we got the same kind of numbers as black communities did. We might get one higher number, but we were considered lower than the white folk. And when you say to yourself, well, I need someone lower than me, you bring yourself down. You don't bring yourself up. You show yourself for what you are. And this foolishness with this racism, and I don't shop at the orange store no more. I go to Lowe's. They're blue. I go over there. Hobby Lobby's dead to me. I like some of that crap. Foolishness is there.
With your crafty self.
Yeah, exactly. But I buy that stuff. I can get that stuff at a bunch of other stores.
Yep.
From Michael's or whatever.
Yep.
I'm an artist, and I kind of like the tchotchke. But my point is, we got to stop. We got to stop with this, we're going to work with Republicans. You can't work with somebody who's just rolling in the mud when you got a white suit on.
Greasy pig.
You just can't do it.
Can't work with a greasy pig.
You know what? Never argue with a fool. He'll bring you down to your level and beat you with experience. And you lie down with dogs, you get fleas. You hang around losers, you increase their numbers by 1. These people have to be beaten, and I'm beaten hard politically. I don't mean physically. We're not going to go to that level.
No.
We need to drive this out politically, make it so uncomfortable, so unprofitable, so shameful to act the way that these people. But you know what? Trump did us a favor. He did us a favor. He's shone a light on this.
He did.
Yeah. Good point.
I knew it was bad. I didn't know how bad it was.
Well,
Yeah.
and I,
Yeah, it's-
70 million knuckleheads.
Yeah, it's bad. You're exactly right. It's really, really bad. And you're right. When he got elected, the first thing I said is, get ready for this ass whooping.
because it's coming.
And so, an ass whooping always teaches a lesson.
Yeah, Dan, you
I
know,
bet you won't do that again.
You won't. You said something real powerful. A lot of things. I mean, first of all, when you learn to preach like that, but you by reaching out to, you know, the white folks who are right minded. That's the message. That's the message, man. That's
you guys talked about it. This is not an African American problem.
Right.
It's an African American. You feel the pain of it. This is a white problem. White dudes. You know what? And I'm a 62-year-old white dude raised by first generation guy who, you know, that old neighborhood. A lot of those old paisans are a little racist, lot racist. And you know what? I got to tell you, this next generation, my cousin, myself, and the others is going, this is stupid. And I got kids that are millennials and younger, and they just look at racism and go, that's the dumbest thing I ever saw.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a waste of time and money, by the way, too.
It drags us all down. It's stupid. We all have, you perfect word, permanent interests. I have interests in good schools, safe roads, safe neighborhoods. I have interest in economic well-being, and I have interest in safe energy.
Yep.
They won't even admit what the permanent interests for all of us are. Like you said, we get cheaper, cleaner energy that helps everybody. But see, they turned it into, well, that's just a hoax. That's just fake. They put out, Solera or whatever the heck the name of the company was. They ripped us off. Who's been ripping us off? The coal companies, the oil companies, the gasoline companies, the natural gas companies. They've been ripping us off for so long, we just think they're doing us a favor by taking our money.
Yeah. Good point, man.
It's crazy, man. Dan, don't be a stranger, man. Stop being a stranger. We want to hear from you.
You know
man.
what? I that's why I started out with an apology. I've been busy with my own foolishness and social whatever silliness, and I went, you know what? Now I'm angry again. It's a good angry.
That's right.
I'm gonna go find some good trouble now.
Hey, man.
That's good trouble.
Hey, Dan, you're gonna turn into a different version of Tommy. You're gonna start breaking out windows out in the western suburbs, right?
Well, I don't know about, but you know what? I'm gonna bust their eardrums.
That's right.
What I'm gonna do with my.
There you go.
There you go.
With the truth, I'm gonna go right through their skulls.
That's right. Dan, be well, man. Thanks
Stay
for
safe,
calling,
Dan.
man.
You too, guys. Be
Okay.
well.
All right.
All right.
Let me get drunk ass Adrian's here, man.
God.
What's up, Adrian?
Hey, what's up, fam?
How you do, man?
What you drinking?
I am having an old fashioned today.
Really?
Is that still a thing?
and you
Is that
know
still?
why?
People still make those?
Oh yeah. Why? Because it's 4 o'clock.
Because it's Sunday and the family meeting is home. That's my only reason. That's the only reason I need.
So we drive you to drunkenness.
Absolutely.
Okay, I appreciate that, man.
Oh, gee, man.
Man, you know what? I gotta say amen to my man Dan that just got off the phone.
Right on.
And the thing that I love.
Hi, this is Elise Ashby.
This is a white people's problem. I love that he said that. It reminds me of a conversation that I had with a guy. He used to be really, really right wing. And I was connected to him through like Navy people and all this stuff. And he's moved from far right to kind of centrist. But we got through this last whole Trump episode thing going on. This was before he got, before he lost the election. He was still talking about this. Maybe some of you guys should try to talk to some of these people and understand. I said, and this was a conversation around, justice reform and all this other stuff and a whole bunch of things. But anyway, bottom line, I had to explain it to him this way. When I was expressing to him how tired I was of trying to be nice to these unreasonable bigots, racists, whatever, Trump supporters, I was done with them. I'm no longer nice to them anymore when they come, and I don't go to their page messing with them. So a lot of them come to my page messing with me, and I have to trample over them because I'm done with them. So anyway, I expressed it to him like this. So men, listen up, because I gave this example from a standpoint of men and misogyny, but it helped him to understand this whole racism thing. So I told him, I said, racism is a white people's problem. It ain't a black people problem. It's for white people to fix it. I said, if I am one of a group of men working in an office with one woman, and this woman is constantly harassed and, just dealing with all kind of misogynistic crap, it's not for her to change that culture when everybody else is looking the other way. It's for the other men in the office to step to whatever man is harassing her and causing her to be in a hostile environment, to shut that down so they know it ain't welcome there, so she can prosper and be an effective employee and not get ulcers and deal with stress every day of her life to the point where maybe she has to go and find a different job.
There it is.
It's not her
That's it.
to fix sexual harassment at work in an office full of men. It's for men to fix it. And so it's not for black folks to fix racism. It's for white folks to fix it. And how do you? So when they ask you, well, what am I to do? You're supposed to step to somebody and get in their face and say, why are you talking to this human being like this? Why are you doing that? Because and one last thing, the thing that I would do is in public, if somebody starts saying some racist crap to me where they thought it was comfortable to do that, I would not even address that person first. I would address everybody around me and say, do the rest of you all hear what this person is saying to me? Mm-hmm. You need to understand that he's saying that because he's still comfortable where he is, and he thinks you are as racist and as bigoted as he is. Now, you all can prove him wrong by correcting him.
There it is.
That's right, man.
That's it.
Adrian,
That's all I got.
Old fashions.
Good words, man.
Old fashioned.
Go on back to drinking, man.
You know it. Have a good one.
All right, man. Be
All right,
well.
Adrian, be well. Be safe. Yeah, he nailed it, man.
That's the
it.
thing.
I mean, Dan started it off, and that's how it is.
That's right, man.
That's
Thank
how
you,
it is.
thank you both, Adrian and Dan.
Yep.
Chris, Mikey, and Dredson, you guys are next. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Illustrating, fascinating, motivating, elevating, terminating, mutilating. Rhyme was the way in gold, bold, never sold to a bidder. They clean and glitter, yours are bitter like kitty litter. As for damage, don't tell me what another do, cause I quote that I'm R-A-W. So make room, the fighters of doom. Try to consume and make your own tomb, a grave or a casket.
Hi, this is Elise Ashby. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
Get your ass kicked. For frontin' like you're hitting hard when your arms are too short. The box with guard, so don't even touch, cause I come for too much. I dress and bless any mic that I clutch.
A single K plan is a 401k plan designed especially for business owners and immediate family, regardless if they are incorporated or not. Single Ks offer both employer and employee contributions and in many cases have no setup fee or annual plan administrative charges. Single Ks are simple to administer with no government reporting required. Most importantly, this plan allows employees to access their savings via hardship withdrawals or loans. Visit our website at polarisadvice.com or call us about your business or organization's retirement plan at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Polaris provides empowering advice for everyone.
Securities offered through Lion Street Financial LLC, member FINRA, and SIPC Investment Advisor Services offered through Lion Street Advisors LLC, registered investment advisors. Polaris Wealth Management and Lion Street Financial are not affiliated.
A 2016 study estimated that 13.1 million Americans were victims of identity theft last year. Fight back against your identity being stolen by signing up for Identity Guard. Identity Guard monitors your credit and identity information with alerts that can help you respond quickly if certain changes indicating fraudulent activity are detected, as well as help protect your computer from viruses, keylogging, and other serious threats. Plus, with Identity Guard's dynamic credit management resources and tools, you will have helpful information as you make better financial and credit decisions. Identity Guard includes $1 million identity theft insurance and lost wallet protection, and more if you ever do become a victim. Protect your ID for as little as $6 per month. Yes, that's only $6 per month by visiting lookaftermyid.com. That's lookaftermyid.com to securely sign up for Identity Guard today.
Do you have a pain that won't cease? A health issue that's not getting better? It may be time you visited Health on Earth Wellness Centers. With over 20 years experience, 4 Chicagoland locations, and patients that range from 2 months old to 93, Health on Earth Wellness Centers are fully prepared to meet all your chiropractic needs. We have state-of-the-art facilities in Crestwood, Tinley Park, the South Loop, and Naperville. Don't let being healthy be your last resort. Make it your first choice. Make an appointment today at healthonearth.org. That's healthonearth.org.
This is DeAndre Edwards, assistant coach of the West Inglewood Tigers. Welcome back to the family meeting.
I got to call DeAndre, man. I wonder how their baseball team is doing with all the shutdowns.
Oh, yeah.
West Inglewood, man. Remember they made a run at the Little League World Series.
Yeah, they did. They did. They were right on, man.
Check on with DeAndre, man. Talk to him a bit, man.
Cool.
Okay, so let's see.
You gotta get Chris, you said. Or
yeah, let me get my man Chris in here. Hey, Chris, how you be, man?
Hey, I'm great, thanks. Richard, it's Chris from Elmhurst, not your nephew.
I figured as much.
Okay, that clears it up.
Y'all probably live around the corner from y'all probably live around the corner from each other.
Probably do. But I just wanted a big shout out to Dan and Adrian. They are brothers from another mother. They were talking exactly what I was going to say then too. It's too bad that Truss is not there today, because if she was, she would have been saying amen as well. And the reason being, they're saying exactly remember what Isabella Wilkerson said in her Cass book. Yeah. You know, that white people have to solve this problem. That's number one. Number two, not a religious man, but remember why God made Moses take the Israelites through the desert for 40 years to kill them people off that didn't believe. That might what happened here, you know. Not saying it has to, but we never know.
So Chris, have you read Cast?
Yes.
Wow.
Excellent book.
You have to stop. It's almost like reading a textbook. You have to stop and take notes and think about some of the stuff she says, don't you?
Well, especially, you know, the one thing that'll blow the minds of white people is what the Nazis, they studied the whole Jim Crow system.
Yeah, they patterned their system after Jim Crow.
And eugenics.
Yeah.
And eugenics. That started here.
Right. Exactly. And then they said, you know, when they started off, well, we can't go that far.
Yeah. So that's the crazy thing, Chris. Right.
They had to check themselves. Yeah, just think about that.
Of where we were going.
Yeah. That's who this country is, and it hasn't reconciled with that history.
So, as Dan said, it's not our job to get in the gutter with these people and try to, you know, understand them. We're tired of that. Let's get in there. We got to raise them out of the gutter. And the only way we do that is by voting our policies in.
Yeah, everybody.
And I know. And last thing I wanted to say, this is kind of a little bit off topic, but I don't know if you saw in the Tribune yesterday that Rahm Emanuel's name's getting floated around.
Oh, my God. I saw that.
Cabinet person.
Yeah.
We got to stop that right away. There's no way that can happen.
No.
I mean, I know he's doing some self-promotion probably, or his brother is, to get his name in there, but that's not going to fly no matter what.
Not after the Laquan McDonald episode and him.
No.
He's doo-doo for him.
No, but not only that, but remember, he's the corporatist that, checked everything that Obama tried to do all the time. Oh, we can't be that progressive. Don't try to, so...
He was a guy in President Obama's ear that was like, well, that's not really going to sell well, and we should probably go about it this way. Yet alone, I mean, from a federal standpoint, but yet alone, to Eric's point, Laquan McDonald, the schools here in Chicago, the police force, the money that he was buddy with Rauner with. So I ain't got no time for Rahm Emanuel at this point.
That's a bad move. You're exactly right, Chris.
Right
That's
on,
a bad
Chris.
move.
Yeah.
I'll leave you the system, then I'll hang up on you or let you go. I'm sorry, but remember the two things that he did right off the bat: close the mental health institutions in the neighborhoods that were poor, and number two, close all the schools in the poor neighborhoods. So if that doesn't tell you he's not overtly racist, he's
covertly
disparate treatment.
Well, not only did he close the police, the schools, he added police in those same communities. So he took away education and replaced it with police force.
And actually, that worsened the city's budget because a lot of those officers got paid exorbitant amounts of overtime, which could have gone to increasing teachers' salaries and compensation. But that damn fool, it wasn't a fool. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, it's a shame.
No, he's a corporatist, and he's looking out for those people. You know that.
Yeah.
Chris, I appreciate it, man. Be well, all right?
Stay safe,
mate.
Chris.
Take care, you guys.
All right.
Bye.
Let's get Dredson in here, man. Dredson, what's up, man?
How you all doing, man?
Good, man. How you? Sound like you're on the road, man. You on the road?
I'm on the road. Yeah, actually, every time I've called you, I only call when I have something important to talk about. But I only call when I'm always on the road when I call, and my friend Adrian seems to be much sharper when he's drunk. You notice that? I mean, I know the guy in real life, and I talk to him all the time, and when he's drunk, he's a professor. And I just, it just... I mean, man, I want to go grab a bottle of wine and drive to his house right now, and say, here, drink some more of this, and just let me just shut up and listen to him. But for some reason, you all come on and he grabs the bottle for family meeting, and then, we got to run some type of super PAC of some sort where where you all are his advisors and he's the candidate. And we can wine by him, and he'll solve confusion. I'm serious.
It'd be tough to get Otis from Mayberry elected, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I work as a political data analyst, and I've done a lot of work with super PACs. And when I wanted to say one method for getting through the Trump supporters that I've seen effective was that we talk about positive things that Trump did that they weren't aware of, and right-wing media hasn't made it aware to them. And when they hear this, I see them get angry because they believe that if these things were presented by their own side, that maybe he could have won, and then they begin to see that maybe they've been had. So when I talk about, like, for example, when Trump, a lot of people don't know, Ivanka Trump was working on paid family medical leave and paid maternity leave for families the whole time, which is a very liberal position. And when they started losing women in the suburbs, I was sitting here like, why don't they roll out Ivanka Trump to talk about that initiative? They didn't do it. When Trump actually signed an executive order that got a big backlash from the hospital to stop surprise medical billing, which is something nobody likes, because nobody wants to have PPO and go to a PPO hospital and then get a surprise bill of $1,800 because the doctor that treated you was from outside the network. Well, Trump actually wrote an executive order to stop that, and the hospital sued him. Yet when Trump is asked about what he did on medical care or for our health care, he doesn't even talk about it. Yeah. And it's because political animus of the races, the culture wars, and white grievance politics is what has been calculated as what will get people to the polls, instead of talking about some of these issues that he's actually pursued that people didn't even know had happened. And also when Trump went after the lower Medicare prescription billing, You know, and it cost the healthcare industry, the executives, they went after Trump for that and took him to court. And when I talked to them and said, did you all know this? And they go, no. And I'm like, you're a Trump supporter. How come you don't know these things about your candidate? I said, it's because the media and the echo chamber you're in didn't present it to you. They presented Antifa to you. They presented AOC to you 3,100 times. They talked about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in 4 weeks. They mentioned her name 3,100 times. I said, this is what they're programming you to react to. Instead of presenting you things that could potentially have them win, because, like Adrian said, they think you're racist. Some of them aren't even racist, but they think you are. So this is what they're presenting to you, and this is why these are the issues that matter to you. And even in that little silly rally they just had in D.C., they're not mentioning any of those things. They're still pulling the PC culture grievance, white grievance politics.
Man, did you say you're in data analytics?
Political data. Yeah, political data analyst.
Listen, man,
So,
send us an email, man. We got to get you in studio because I want to hear some more about what you've seen.
Absolutely.
Can you send us an email?
I could, yeah, what's your email?
info@tfmradioshow.com.
Okay, I'll send you something in a few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
gotta
Save
get
it,
you-
man. Don't give no more. Save it, man. We want to bring you in
We
to
wanna
talk
bring
about
you-
that.
yeah, that's good
'Cause
stuff, Judge.
I believe in database solutions. I'd love to hear some of your data.
You'll be very depressed if you hear the type of stuff that I was present to you. I don't just get those folks depressed. I can get some liberal people pretty depressed too. Of looking at the actual landscape from the way we look at it versus what's actually happening. Like, we knew some of the things that happened at the election was probably what was going to happen. We just didn't want to discourage anybody and make them feel bad. Like, hey, look, there's some gloom and doom I got for 2024 and 2022.
Oh, yeah. Okay, save it up, man. Save it up. Bring it in here. I want to hear it all, man. I want to hear it all. Info@tfmradioshow.com. Info@tfmradioshow.
TFM.
Yep, the family meeting.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right.
All right, man. Be well.
Okay, I'll be in contact with you.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. That's
the stuff that
intellectually curious people will want to know about that.
Right.
Let's see how many of y'all are. This is Mikey calling from Crystal Lake. Mikey, what's up, man?
Oh my gosh. This is the second time I've ever done this. I'm sorry.
Oh, relax.
Take a deep breath, girl.
Well, anyway, I'm an old lady that I've been through the 60s twice, and I thought everything was solved, but of course it isn't. Okay, what I'm thinking is how we treat the 70,000 people that voted for Trump.
70 million.
My dad, who was a World War II vet, was actually a Republican in his heart. People called him Archie Bunker, but he voted Democrat every year because his union gave him so much stuff. So if we could find a way to get stuff for these people, these Trump people, instead of hitting a side of the head with a 2x4, I don't know.
Well, I mean, functionally, though, I think that this last election is an indicator that we might outnumber them already.
Mm-hmm.
So we might not need them.
Or we can peel off a few of them, Mikey, that are going to come to their senses and are going to.
Yeah, but why? Why even mess around with them?
No, I'm not saying messing around with them. I'm saying based on policies, and I think Dan, either Dan or
no. I don't want to be concerned at all what they think.
No. I'm saying that if we do what we're supposed to do, and
they may gravitate,
right?
But the intellectually lazy people who don't want to won't.
Yeah, and we don't need to put any energy toward them.
Yeah,
but we do here's what I actually believe. If we do our part. If we get the people in office, quote unquote, on our side and make them do what's right in terms of permanent interest, there will be people who will gravitate over. But we don't need to spend energy on those people to get them to.
Well, no, I'm not saying to do that. And also, we need better civics courses in our school. We need critical thinking. Oh my God.
More data and more critical thinking.
Yeah. And whatever, but oh my God, It's nice to talk to you guys.
Stop being nervous, girl.
We love you. Have a drink before you come on next time, okay?
I love you. I love you. I love you. Bye.
Love you back.
All nervous up in here.
Nervous, man. Relax, man.
It's all right, girl.
I think it was you, man. I think she got a thing for you, man.
Yeah, who knows, man?
They all got a thing for you. That's why they all send you emails and stuff, man. They don't send me interest in nothing. They send it all to you.
That's because you know they know I'm gonna break some stuff for them. They know Rich is a nice guy, but you step on his toe one too many times, gonna be some chairs moved around in here.
Furniture moving up in this joint.
That's right. That's with my man E. You got to deal with me 24/7.
Hey, let me remind you guys, we need patrons, man.
We do.
We're going to run this show a little bit differently next year, 2021, and we don't want to rely on advertisers. So we need patrons. For as little as $5 a month, you can support the family meeting. $5 a month.
Yeah.
You waste that on something
easily.
Yeah, probably, yeah. So go to our webpage, tfmradioshow.com, and click the patron button. tfmradioshow.com. Click the patron button and become a cousin.
And next year we're gonna have some nice gear for y'all who decide to become.
I don't overpromise.
I'm not gonna overpromise. But we want you to join. And be,
maybe we might have gear. But in the meantime, just support us.
Just support us.
Yeah,
Eric's right.
Yeah. All right, stay tuned for more. Oh, you know what?
What?
Tommy's waiting.
No way.
Get ready.
Uh-oh.
Stay tuned for more of the family meeting.
Hi, my name is Constance Lynn, and I'd like you to keep listening to the family meeting.
Hey, fellas, yes, I need some more support. Cause when she do me like she do, I wind up in the rut. And that rut, you see, makes living hard for me. If this goes on much longer, I'll lose my identity. Insane, take my feet up off the ground. Every time you come around,
Hey, this is Brittany Perry. Did you know there's a black-owned footwear brand based here in Chicago? Perry Co. Shoes creates affordable luxury footwear and accessories for both men and women. Whether you're in a suit or out with friends, they provide pieces you can wear on a daily basis. Breaking barriers, inspiring style. Visit www.perrycoshoes.com to purchase a pair today. That's www.perrycoshoes.com.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. All benefits are subject to policy definitions, limitations, and exclusions. For details, visit qualitylifeinsurance.com.
When you're doing chores around the house, it makes everything easier when you have the right tools. You wouldn't want to use a hammer to repair the switch on a lamp. The same is true if you're preparing for your future. The right tools make all the difference. For many people, Quality of Life Insurance is the right tool. It's affordable life insurance from an industry leader, so you know it will be there for your family if you die. But it can also be a source of income if you become disabled or have a serious illness and need living benefits to preserve your quality of life. And even gives you options to help build cash value for retirement. It's a versatile tool to help you build for your future. Call your local agent to shed a little light on the advantages of Quality of Life Insurance.
To find out more, contact the Polaris Insurance Agency. Visit polarisadvice.com or call 312-951-2606 to learn about how we can help you make a plan for your future. That's 312-951-2606.
Hello, this is Dr. John Artis from Health on Earth Wellness Centers. You can visit us at www.healthonearth.org, and welcome back to the family meeting.
Yeah, y'all.
Takes us back.
So it is F the Republicans.
Stoop 'em.
That's it. Done with it. We're not doing it no more.
Stoop 'em.
And I tell you what, man, your boys are going to be upset real quick if these Democrats try to kowtow to them.
Yeah,
you need to be, here's the bottom line, you need to be more concerned about what I think about what you said than what they think about what you said.
Why be wasting time trying to give them a hug? Meanwhile, look, Eric, it's like the old thing with dating. You over here trying to date this super fine Ferrari. Some people aren't gonna like this.
Yeah, that's you called a woman a Ferrari, man? Hold up, man.
Oh God!
Step on your own toes, man. I can't help you with that one, bro. You said it already, man.
You're over here trying to do something with a person.
Court her. Court her. You're gonna court her.
That's or
ask her father for her hand.
And meanwhile, she has wants nothing to do with you. Period. But
she ain't gonna like nothing you said.
7 other ladies walk by, tapping you on the shoulder, ready to give you a hug.
With good jobs.
Yes.
They got good jobs and a nice car and a house.
Yeah. Nice feet. But see, that's the thing. Dems cannot go into this looking like, well, we want to hug the one Republican that doesn't want to give us a hug and is going to run from us as we come to them open arms. Right. Meanwhile, 7 Dems, people who want to work with them, are waiting for a hug, ready to get on board, ready to go to work. They can't do it this time.
Yeah, don't get sucked into that stuff. I want to hear you talk about what I want you to talk about. Don't worry about how they react.
We don't care.
Worry about how I react to what you say.
You should be concerned that Eric, from a standpoint, is going to push you off a cliff if you don't come to him first.
That's right, man.
That's what you should be worried about.
This was a definitive win. We had a record turnout for this election. Folks came out and supported you. The first person on your list, the first people on your list, are black women.
That's it. They need to be.
Don't.
Because we know from experience. We come from black women. We know.
Yep.
We know.
You better give that sister her due.
Please
give her her due.
Don't walk past the church pew and don't tap Miss Johnson on the shoulder.
When Stacey Abrams declares her candidacy for governor of Georgia, the DNC needs to rain resources on her.
Please, just they need
they got something on her.
Right. They need to go down there and park themselves in Atlanta and all those counties.
Don't let me see you not do it. Don't let it happen.
Don't be running out there trying to get some more folks in Texas.
Because what happens is in 2 years when the midterms come up, we ain't gonna show up.
Nope.
No.
Because see, this is the thing. This goes back to what we've been saying for the longest time. Black folks, we've been here. We know what this feels like. This is nothing new to us. Right. That's shameful that we would have to be able to be ones to admit that, but this is nothing new to us. We've been telling our white brethren for decades, look, y'all, as Eric would say, there are monsters in the closet, and you've been turning around and saying, the monsters don't even exist.
Or go to sleep. There's no such thing as monsters.
And now the monsters...
Why are you always playing the monster card?
Yeah. So y'all got home, and monsters were sitting in your living room going...
Why's everything always got to be about monsters?
How the hell did the monsters get in our living room? And we've been trying to tell you, the monsters are in the neighborhood. But
I'm not a monster lover.
No. I like Monster Mash as a song. It kind of got a little hip beat to it. But beyond that, come on. We've been saying for years, monsters not only exist.
This is a post-monster era.
Yes, it is.
See, I did that? I'm substituting race for monsters. See how that works? Y'all following me on this thing? Y'all ain't following me, are you?
Did you go to college?
I read books too.
You read books?
And with words in them.
Do you bend back the pages to make sure you got it right?
Yeah, sometimes.
You make notes and stuff?
Yeah.
You must be one of them.
I read my books with a dictionary.
I used to do that. I just read them. I read them. I go back and look at the, oh God, what's the back of the book where all the
bibliography?
Yeah. I always go and pull that stuff.
Oh, before I forget too, Dan brought up Isabel Wilkerson's book, Cast.
Get it.
Okay, she's going to come. Izzy's going to come with us, but she's kind of busy now with some things that I ain't going to talk about yet. But she's going to come talk about Cast. If you haven't gotten and read that book yet, wow. It is a textbook. It makes you rethink the notion of race. It is crazy. Now, I started to read it, And sitting down and reading and trying to take it in became a challenge for me.
How come?
Because it kind of gobbles you up, and I wanted to be able to take in the notions and write as I listened, not have to try to go from the book back and forth.
Yeah.
So I got the audiobook, and I'm always rewinding.
Okay.
I'm always rewinding. If you haven't gotten Cast by Isabel Wilkerson, my fellow Howard classmate, you need to read that book. It's amazing. And it ain't all about race and all that stuff. It ain't deep like that. It's the notion. Yeah. It's just the notion of how silly it is to judge people and cast and put people in positions because they're wearing a brown costume or a white costume or whatever costume you wear. It's just silly.
Right. The silliness of costumes.
Yeah.
That's a book title.
Yeah, that's what it is. So let's see if we can let Tommy blow some steam off, shall we?
Yes.
Tom, what's up, man?
Well, let me start by just simply sending out well wishes to my son-in-law who had surgery on his hand, Anthony, and he's listening on today. And, of course, individuals are expecting me to go off into this rhetorical nonsense about Trump. And no one listened to me when I was in the studio a week ago, and I said that absolutely nothing was going to happen up on the eve of the election. And all the individuals that put boards and stuff on their stores and feared that there was supposed to be this absolute anarchy and stuff at the election of Biden or the loss of Donald Trump. And yet we don't recognize that these boards that actually went up are the boards that have kept us bound all of these decades. You say that racism is an aberration that white people need to deal with, and I say to you unequivocally that racism is an aberration that black people need to accept, because to accept it will move you in a different direction. It will not move you in the direction of the Hatfields and the McCoys. It will move you in the direction of understanding your plight and what you need to do to form a better society, community, and a world that you can live in. But yet you won't hear that either. So let me go to the next point to tell you that when the clock strikes 12 on January the 20th, and Donald Trump is no longer the President of the United States of America, and even before that time, you're going to see this individual leave this office. So if you are a con man, you must keep the con up all the way to the end. And one last thing. If you stop and you look at the number of individuals who voted versus the population of the United States of America, you then begin to recognize a simple narrative that maybe all these individuals that didn't vote and they should have voted have come to a very disgusting reality of saying, damn, you know what? No matter what I vote, nothing ever changes. No matter how I feel, nothing ever seems to change. And so if we are to move on, I would like to point your attention as I close to, in less than 40 minutes, we're about to enter into a new frontier where effectively, upon the launch of SpaceX to the space station, International Space Station, people, I've been telling you this stuff over the years, that they're planning to get the hell off of this planet and leave it to us fools who can't seem to recognize that we have been spent by those individuals who have the money and keep us looking in every other direction except for in the direction of asking, why can't we form a better government that suits all of the people? Keep listening to the family meeting. Eric, make sure you say again for sending in donations and stuff, because this program is a very reasonable platform for reasonable people to come to a conclusion of skip the hell out of you. Give me a break.
That's our weekly contribution to the community safety. Tommy's right. Support the family meeting.
That's it.
Yep. It's easy to do it, by the way. You can go to the website, tfmradioshow.com, on any device that accesses the internet. And there's a button. Actually, we scattered buttons all over the page.
Button.
Take it. You see, look at the page, man.
Yeah,
that's sweet. There's buttons all over the page. You can just click a button and you can sign up for
stuff.
$5 a month of stuff. And
hang out with us. Be our partners.
Yeah. We're going to do that too next year. We're going to get more of the listeners into the broadcast. Yeah, we got plans next year, y'all. So we need your support to do that. It's the first time in like 7 or 8 years, however long we've been on the air, that we've asked for support.
It's true.
Right. So now it's time. Y'all been saving up for 8 years to do this.
Really easy, yeah.
Save up. Break your piggy bank open and get this done. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, man, this was one of those shows where it's always nice when listeners, you know, we give our shout out to Adrian all the time, and but it's always nice to have folks like a Dan call in. Let's just be honest. He said it best, as did Chris. This is a challenge for white folks to get in front of and lead strong, because we got your back. What you got to understand is, like the black women who've led this charge when it comes to voting and voting registration during this 2020 election, we got your back. Y'all break the door down, we will make sure nobody comes in and to hurt you. We don't mean that literally. So be bold and brazen about it, because it's going to help benefit everybody's life. And we know that sometimes it's hard to kind of step out on faith and say things to people that need to hear them. But trust me, when you do it one time, then you kind of get a little bit of moxie and you're ready to do it again, just like anything else. It's just building a muscle.
It's uncomfortable too, by the way.
It is. But once you get, you know, a couple moments of being uncomfortable, you start getting a little comfortable, because you realize that the bully, once you punch him or her, figuratively, in the gut, they crumple over. And you then have the leading edge.
Imagine if it's your boss. And that's tricky.
It is.
You know your boss is a raging racist, misogynist, or just a person of...
what's the word?
Not a repute. That's not it.
No,
a repulsive human being.
Yeah.
You know this. You got to work for him. He's responsible for making sure that you eat and have shelter. I get that. You got to figure out a way to dig in and call that person out. Or you need to go about the business of finding another job. That person, by being that way, has to lose a good employee.
Right. They are causing harm to you, even though you still are making your living and all the other things that are important. They're causing an internal harm to you, and they're through you. They're reaching your family with that garbage.
Yeah. And, or speaking of family, you got an uncle who's like that.
Yeah.
Who
he can't
annually comes to the Thanksgiving dinner.
Can't come no
at
more.
Your house. You tell his ass he got to stay away unless he, changes his ways.
Yeah, he has to change.
Yeah, he got to change. Just stay away. And yeah, that is why didn't you let your uncle come? And now everybody's upset with you because he can't come. That's what's got to happen, though. That's the way it changes.
That's it. And I think it was Adrian who talked about.
Not that we're having Thanksgiving anyway, because the imbecile didn't control the pandemic.
Yeah, he messed that up. Anybody that's running around going, why can't we have? Look in the mirror and ask, am I still supporting this imbecile? If you are, there's the answer why we can't have. Period. You can't wear a mask. It's uncomfortable. It's all that, it's all.
Which is a ridiculous assertion. They got people running around talking. Hell, one dude said that this is the same as slavery, or he equated it to somehow slavery. Making me wear a mask is like slavery. What? What?
You got to drive your car to the store and put your mask on before you went inside. That's like slavery? I don't know any enslaved people that got to drive their buggy to the general store.
See, that's just plain old stupid.
It is.
It's not something that you engage him and try to figure out and come to understand his position.
No.
That's just stupid.
And to the people, I'll go back to what Adrian said about guys in an office where there's one woman in that office and she's constantly under the stress of these.
It's on to the guys to fix that.
It's on the guys to fix it, and that's where we are with this, with any of the isms that Eric spoke. For those of us who are quote unquote,
we're talking mainly racism is one of them. We're talking about all the violences, the economic violence, the environmental violence, the educational violence, all those violences. That violences is not a word, is it?
It is now.
My bad, y'all. That was bad. I shouldn't have said that.
All those areas of violence.
Right, that's what I should have said.
That's why I'm here.
Violences ain't no word.
That's right, but that's why I'm here. He looked at me. He's like, "Rich, it ain't a word, is it?"
That's not a word,
but
man. I caught it quick though, didn't I?
You did. You didn't even need the 7-second delay on that one. And
I
that
was
wasn't
like,
a curse
damn,
word.
I put a word out
But
there.
all those violences need to be addressed, and you address them in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is where we are, folks. We've had stuff on layaway for decades. We've just been letting it go, because it didn't hit your doorstep. But I believe in my heart the reason that so many white Americans have come out and gotten in the fight that we've been in as black Americans forever is because it came to your doorstep. The monsters tore down your door. And the monsters didn't look like me and Eric. They looked like you. And that's why you've gotten in the fight. We're saying, stay in the fight. We got you. We got you.
This isn't about race. This is just about fairness for everybody.
Yeah.
That's all this is about. And that, the women, even white men have instances where they're not treated fairly. This is about creating a society that's fair. We need this current administration and everybody down the ballot to the local librarian.
Yep.
They all need to advocate for policies that create fairness.
Yep.
That's all we ask.
That's it. I don't want to see anybody have less than because
in the
of
instances
anything.
where they don't advocate for that,
We got to punch them in the head.
shame them into oblivion. They got to be gone. I don't care who they are.
That's it. And it's on us. We're empowered to do that. Don't let them steal your power.
Yeah.
Your influence, your ability to do.
I saw on YouTube they're throwing around scientific terms. Dunning-Kruger. I'm going to have to read that now.
Well, see.
Damn reading. Damn.
Well, it's because we got an intellectual curious
Yeah.
audience. Thank y'all.
All right. That's all the time we have. I want to thank you again for yours. Make sure you hit our webpage and become a patron. To the Black Asian Dude, thank you.
Always, E.
To my white slave, Devin. Thank you, partner. Tune into the family meeting every Sunday at 4. I'm your host, Eric Grant.